welcome to Daily Bon Jovi Yoga on YouTube. So this is the second time that I'm filming a video in a couple of days, and it started last week, but I've changed the format a little bit, so I hope you like it, of course. So what I have been doing is blogging every day about Daily Bon Jovi Yoga. So, you know, what can you do every day of the week, and I got like links to playlists and everything like that. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in like really diving into the material and creating your own practice, then subscribe to the blog dailybonjoviyoga.com. I also write a story every day, so that's in the description box. So that's that I thought that would be the framework also for my YouTube, but now I have changed it, and I'm going to do very much what I would call a traditional offering for a yoga studio. So that means that on this channel every week I will be making 3 videos, just like you have like 3 different classes in a yoga studio. I will be making a lunar yoga video. Then I'll be making a, so that will be the first video every week. So that's this one. Then I'll be making a classical hatha yoga video, which is the second video in the week. And then I will be making a vinyasa yoga or power yoga video, which is the final video in every week. So that is the studio offering, rockstar yoga studio offering, if you want, if you will, I mean. So that was one big change, that I'm going to change I'm not going to use the format that I'm using in my blog on this channel. So that was one change I made. And there was also another change. Oh yeah, I know the other change, which is kind of related but not completely, is that I'm not going to use like written scripts, or, well, not scripts, but like schedules. I'm just gonna like show up on the mat and just do whatever, you know, feels right at that time. And this is really related to the way I started doing yoga, and then ultimately, you know, getting involved in a teacher training and stuff like that. But when I look back, I always think, oh, I wish that I, you know, part of me is curious what would have happened if I had not gotten into all the formal training and instead developed it myself. So if I had valued spontaneity and, you know, authenticness, and what comes out of me, what yoga comes out of me, instead of adapting a system or systems from others. So those are the 2 big changes. So one is, again, the self-practice format that I'm offering in my blog will not be used here on YouTube. And the second is that I will not be using schedules on YouTube, but really create my own practice, or our own practice, here as we go. And what I have settled on is the format with the 3 different types of yoga, so that you really, you know, have this space here on YouTube where you can do these types of yoga. Okay, so that was the introduction for this week's lunar yoga video. And I will also, what I will keep doing is use a concert from Bon Jovi that was on the day, and use it as kind of like a hook to tell something about the lesson, or about yoga, or something like that. So it's the 1st of August, and 35 years ago, 1st of August 1987, Bon Jovi was well into their Slippery When Wet tour. And the Slippery When Wet tour was when I'm not going to say the shit hit the fan, but the shit hit the fan. Because it was their biggie. So the tour had been set up, but their popularity from that, came after the release of that album was just so enormous that, the venues and the band and the PA system, they were not really tailored to the success of the band. So this Slippery When Wet tour, which went on from July 1986 until October 1987, so well over a year, these fans were just screaming all the time, and the PA system was not strong enough for the venues that that they were playing at the time. John's voice was shot, and one of those madness and mayhem concerts was played 35 years ago on this day, and it is called Madison Square Garden first night, and it has a recording, but in the description box, the YouTube uploader who has worked this recording so that it's the best possible, he says, well, this is one for the diehards at best. So it was the recordings often are a bit scruffy, but combined with the fact that there were actually, technical difficulties in the concert and voice difficulties for John and all the screaming fans, it was even worse in combination with, just in general bootlegs being a bit difficult to, the quality is not the same as studio, recordings or something. So, so the recording for today is Madison Square Garden, first night, 1987. That is the concert, the soundtrack for today. And I think the tagline for this yoga class would be one for the diehards. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm going to do Lunar Yoga. So Lunar Yoga is definitely not only for the diehards at best. Lunar Yoga is really yoga that is for everybody. But let's keep the cool tagline. Let's, let the tagline of this yoga video be for the diehards at best. Just because it's such a cool tagline, who would not want that? So let's dive in. Your very, very first Lunar Yoga class, and the very first of this series of this Rockstar Yoga Studio that we're creating here, or Bon Jovi Yoga Studio. So let's get started. To come into hands and knees. So this first exercise is called cat-cow, and in English. So, but I never understood what the cat was and what the cow was. I think I know, but I'm not really sure. Okay, so you bend your elbows slightly, just hollow your spine a bit, lift your head up and inhale here. And exhale, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, hollow, lift your head up. And exhale, round. Inhale, hollow, lift your head up. I think this is the cow. And exhale, round to presumably the cat. Do that one more time. Inhale, hollow, lift your head up. And exhale, round, chin to chest. And then you bring the spine to center, come to neutral. Take your knees to the edges of your mat, if you're working with a mat here, but take the knees wide and the big toes together. And you're going to do an exercise that has a cat in it. No, the cow. Okay, so from here, go to cow, hollow the spine, lift your head up. And then exhale, draw the navel and just bring your hips all the way back and stretch your hands high above you. Bring your forehead to the floor. Inhale, come into that pose with a hollow spine. Take your hands back. Inhale, hollow the spine, lift the head up. And exhale, bring your hips all the way back and your hands all the way forward. And come back, take your hands back under your shoulders. Inhale, hollow to cow pose, lift the head up. And exhale, pull the hips back, reach the hands forward. So come up to cow one more time. Inhale, lift the head up. And exhale, bring the hips back, reach your hands up. Slide them up overhead, head to the floor. Exhale. Now lift your head up and bring your left arm under your right arm with the palm up and slide that arm to the top of your knee. Now turn your head onto the left side so that you can look to the right and breathe here. So every inhale, let your belly expand. And every exhale, let the belly release. Lift your head up, bring your left hand forward, and now take your right arm under your left arm, palm facing up, and slide that arm to the top of the knee. Rest on the shoulder, turn your head onto the right side, and breathe to the belly. Bring the arm back, lift your head up. Come back onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, slide your right knee to the inside of your right hand. And reach your left foot back. And then come into your forearms here. So you can stay here, or if you like, you can stack the forearms on top of each other and bring your forehead to your arms. So regardless of which one you're choosing here, breathe to your belly. At every inhale, you can feel the belly expand onto your right thigh. And every exhale, you can feel the belly release. lift your head up and you come up and switch the legs around. So right leg moves back and you take the left knee forward to the inside of your hand. You reach the right foot back as far as you can and then move the hands forward to resting on your forearms here. And if you want, you can stack the forearms on top of each other and let the head rest onto your forearms. With every inhale, move to the belly, and with every exhale, you release. Lift your head up and come up and then come onto your back. Start by pulling the knees in towards you. Take one hand on each knee and then circle the knees. So first to the left, then away from you, then to the right, and pull the knees in. So this is how you circle the knees with your hands. Give your lower back a massage with this movement. And then you bring the knees to center. And the next exercise also really for that lower back to really release muscles there. So take your arms wide. Now if you don't have a lot of room to take the arms wide, you can take the arms up. So whatever works for you. Now keep the big toes together. And now bring your knees to the left till they're on the floor. And then you bring the legs up into center again. And then you roll over to the other side until the legs are on the floor there. Bring the legs up to center. Now the same thing, but using the breath here. So inhale here as you are in center. And exhale, bring the legs to your left. Inhale, bring them up to center. Move over to the other side, exhale to the right. So keep that going. On every inhale, you bring the legs to center, and exhale, you bring them to the side. Inhale up and exhale down. And then you come to center. Bring the feet back down. And now take the right knee in towards you. Place both hands, so Interlace the fingers, place the hands over your right knee, just pull that knee in and let your left leg just relax down. Now move your right knee out and a little bit in to center. So you move the right knee out and in. So out means bring your knee to the right, and in means bring it slightly to the left as far as you can. Now do that with the breath again. So inhale, bring the knee to the right. And exhale, draw it in towards you. Bring it a little bit to the left. Inhale, bring the knee to the right. And exhale, bring the knee to the left. One more time. Inhale, knee to the right. And exhale, a little bit to the left. And release. So switch the legs so your hands move. Take them across your left knee. Relax your right leg. And then bring your left knee out. And then bring it in a little bit to the right. And bring it all the way left to the floor again. So really feeling that movement in the hips. And a little bit to the right. So it's an exploration, really. Bring the knee all the way to the left. And in and to the right. Now the same thing, but on your breath. Bring the left knee in and to the left. Breathe in. And exhale. Draw the knee in and bring it to the right. Inhale. Bring the knee to the left. And exhale, draw it in and bring it to the right. Inhale, bring it all the way to the left. And exhale, bring it in and to the right and release. Now, start with both feet flat on the floor. You wiggle a little bit with your shoulders, with your hips. Do you comfy? And take your right ankle to the left knee. So you place it on top of your left knee. Now draw the legs both in towards you. And kind of clasp around the legs. So maybe you can place your left hand on your left knee and your right hand on your right knee. You can also take the left hand to the back of your left thigh. So the first thing you do is just clasp somewhere and draw those legs in towards you. Now, if possible, take your right hand through the legs and interlace the fingers around the back of your left thigh. So it's called eye through the needle, or eye of the needle. And so either stay here, or if you want to move further, you take those hands all the way around your left chin. Take your head back. And breathe here. So either one of those two versions of eye of the needle or eye through the needle with your arm through the legs, or stay in that position where you just hold the left leg and the right knee. Breathe to your belly, so every inhale the belly expands. And every exhale the belly releases. And then you release. Switch the legs around, so the right foot flat on the floor and the left foot to the right knee. And now on this side, just draw the legs in. So you can place the left hand on the left knee and the right hand on the right knee, or the right hand on the back of the right thigh. Or you can take the left hand through, eye of the needle, and interlace the hands behind your right thigh. Or if you want to move further up, take your fingers interlaced around your right shin and take your head back. And release. So release the hands, release the legs, and then come back to that circling movement. So draw both knees in towards you. Take your hands on top of your knees, big toes together. Bring your knees to the left, and then in center away from you, draw your knees to the right towards you, and to the left. So that circling movement. And you come back to center. And take the feet at hip width, just to relax the feet. Maybe wiggle a little bit with your shoulders and your hips. Hands open next to you. Close your eyes. And now, just imagine your own version of, the slippery when wet tour, your own version of madness and mayhem and things that are not working. Feel if you can breathe through that. Feel if you can keep the breath long. So long inhale. Long exhale. So feel if you can find the length in the breath. If you would be able to find it, even if things around you would be for the diehards at best. And then move with your feet and your fingers. Bring your hands high above you. Give yourself a big stretch. Draw the knees in towards you and roll back up to sit. So thank you very much for sharing your practice with me, and I'll see you later this week with a hatha yoga video and a vinyasa yoga video. See you then. Bye.